I've been needing to find a new apartment, which has not been easy with credit as bad as mine. Luckily, I found cosigning.com. They connected me with a cosigner who helped me get my dream apartment for me and my dog. I just paid a small fee and was able to move in fast. Get the cosigner you need for the apartment you want. Check out cosigning.com today.
I guess I want to congratulate Klaus Schwab. I want to congratulate the World Economic Forum. I want to give a special thanks to Dr. Fauci. Another special thank you to former President Joe Biden, but also last but definitely not least, Kamala Harris. See, there was one community in particular that was known for being vaccine hesitant, and Kamala Harris informed them that if they did not comply back in 2021, then they were vessels of white supremacy. And that if they didn't comply, then they were expressing all the hallmarks of racism, oppression, sexism, and every other buzzword you could think of. And this was now I'm from California. I remember we all talked about we would never comply. I leave to go to Arizona for a month. I come back to LA, and like zombies, all of my friends complied. There was so many people that complied that it scared me. It scared me so bad that it was one of the reasons why I evacuated out of California. These are the results.
Shutting down, putting some expecting parents in a bind.
Yeah, the hospital is blaming it on the birth rate.
Maternity ward in the Inland Empire shutting down, putting some expecting parents in a bind.
Yeah, the hospital is blaming it on the birth rates. KCAL's Joy Benedict explains the troubling trend.
It is another blow to women's health in Riverside County.
That's endangering the baby. That's endangering the mom. That's endangering an entire family.
As it wasn't hard to find women upset that Corona Regional Medical Center announced it will close its labor and delivery department.
All three born at Corona Regional.
Catherine McGee says she had a wonderful experience at the hospital as all three of her children were delivered there, and she fears where expectant mothers will go now.
That's going to be tough because they're going to have to drive a lot further when they're going to have the babies, or if they have a medical issue. It's going to be tough.
A sentiment echoed by others outside the hospital.
I can't even imagine the ladies that are now, expecting a baby, and now they have to go further away to have their baby delivered.
Where's the next nearest hospital? Riverside, maybe?
That's more.
You're not going to need them. None of these people in California are going to need any of these services pretty soon. Everyone said I was a conspiracy theorist and I was a science denier, but it's quite the contrary. See, I actually read the data. I understood the science while everybody else just listened to CNN. California is ground zero for testing. They blocked out the sun with extensive cloud seeding in California to the point that the state was flooded for almost a year. We had our first tropical storm in California. That's how much cloud seeding was happening. It's so bad that other states seen the damage and banned it and outlawed it. States like Texas, Florida, Tennessee, after seeing with California. But see, the point of cloud seeding in California was not to flood the state because of a drought. The point of cloud seeding in California was to create cloud cover. See, when it's not sunny outside, you have to use artificial lights, LED. Those are the lights that affect what everybody complied with. That's inside your bodies now. That is also the reason why the birth rates are so low. This is not the first hospital that's already had to close down its maternity ward. And this is not going to be the last. There will be no people who complied that will still give birth. Even if in the instance that they do become with child, the odds of them going full term are going to drop significantly over the next several years. And depending on what community you're from, you will see completely different results. The population collapse is here. This country population being below 150 million, we are not going to be able to maintain services. We will not be able to keep our infrastructure alive. We won't be able to make or manufacture things. People don't understand how stuff is made in a country. They think you go to a store and things and items just magically appear. No. A lot of our items that we take for granted are specialty items that require specialists in training. A lot of these skills are passed down from father to son. There will be no more children to replace these positions and to gain the knowledge to keep these systems going. That means everything falls apart. Me personally, I've already found another country where it was not targeted. So there are still babies being born. I was in LA the other day. I didn't see one person with a child walking around. I didn't see any kids. None of my friends are pregnant right now. None of my friends have kids they are expecting. In the past 5 years, since 2021, 4 years, I've only had one friend that had a successful child be born that I know of. None of my other friends have had one. And I'm not even sure if he complied because him and his wife were out of the country for a while. So, but I don't know if they had to get back in. I'm not actually sure, but he's a lawyer. That's the first person I've seen actually have a child in Los Angeles in the past several years. I don't even know anybody that's even getting pregnant anymore. So you're not going to need these services because of what happened. Everyone wants to forget. I was in LA and one of my friends was like, oh yeah, let's go out tonight. And I'm looking at him and I'm asking like, well, what are you celebrating? You guys did 3.5, almost 4 years of lockdown for something that doesn't exist. Your businesses and everything stayed closed for over 3.5, almost 4 years. You guys are barely even getting back open. And then you had the immigration riots. Trump put belt to ass. The city's looking great now. But what exactly are you celebrating? It's like the meme where you're sitting in a house and everything's on fire and you're sitting there saying, oh, that's okay. And it's crazy to me that these people are in California and they are they have zero wherewithal. They're not even thinking about what everybody went and did to themselves 4 years ago. So that's why this report, it's like, why is everybody so surprised? Hospitals are closing down maternity wards after everyone complied. Do you see a chain of events? I tried to explain it 2 years ago. I'm explaining it to you now the best I can. I'm not insinuating anything. I'm just telling you what's going on. You're not slow. You're on my channel. You're smart. You're listening. Then that means you can figure out for yourself exactly what I'm saying. You can read between the lines.
More than a 30-minute drive. And Corona isn't the only community losing this service. This is a story we've been covering for months, as Hemet Global Medical Center did the same thing, shutting down labor and delivery in January, laying off 35 people.
In any town, that doesn't make any sense. People are pregnant, people give birth, people
are not pregnant, and everybody's not giving birth. You're, my friend, are living in the past, but you live in California. You have no idea what's happening in the world around you. I used to live in the California bubble, the California island, detached from the rest of the world. All we know is where we live at in California. We don't know anything else. I'll never go back. I'll never want to go back to putting on blinders every single day and pretending like the world is not happening around us. I tried that, and one day I woke up and I was in lockdown, and I put my pants down. I had no idea it was coming. I will never get caught. I will never get caught off guard like that again.
need it.
The hospital says it made the decision because of declining birth rates in Riverside County over the last few years.
Over the past few years, few means 3 or 4. What did everybody do 3 or 4 years ago that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris said that you had to do? And now there are declining birth rates, and I'm looking, and nobody besides me, right wing Rico, the single boyfriend, nobody is making a video sounding the alarm. Do you guys understand that I've lost all of my social media pages because I've been sounding this alarm since 2020? I lost my main Facebook pages, my main Instagram pages, my main Twitter, my YouTube channels, everything nuked from orbit. See, when the censorship started, you didn't know what the rules were. I had no idea that me just sharing medical journals that I'm reading was breaking the rules. Do you know that it told you that the fertility rates is one of the first things to collapse in men and gestation in women? If you comply, remember, it hit the market instantly. There was no, you are the test, and it's still not over. Technically, they used to take 12 to 14 years. We're 4 years in. We don't know the results yet. And it's insane to me that everybody wants to pretend like everything is normal. Everything is not. The good thing about me is that I am a stenographer. I am here to keep score and keep track of everything as it happens so that I can clearly explain it to people in the future and explain to people what happened. I'll give you some advice. Collect all the Black memorabilia you can, because that community of 13%, if my estimates are correct, will be 3% by 2030. 3.
Trend, they say, is expected to continue. They're now directing patients to Riverside, Pomona, and Murrieta. In a statement, a spokesperson wrote, "We regret any inconvenience or disappointment this announcement may cause to patients, their families, and our community at large. But in situations like this, it is usually the underserved and underinsured who suffer the most, especially if they have transportation issues, as many fear the closure could hurt the community when mothers simply need the help."
No more children means no more students in school. That means no more graduating classes. That means no more enrollment in universities. That means no more financial aid and services for kids. That means no more new workforce to come into the industries when other people age out and retire. Do you understand? We were already facing a population collapse. The World Economic Forum says we have too many people. They lie. Elon Musk, even though I don't agree with him on a lot, he was one of the first people to announce we need more babies. People didn't want to listen to him. Now there's going to be gaps where there are no children. Luckily, the next generation coming up is extremely conservative. They want to have children, they want to get married, but this current generation is cooked. They're done. They're done. It's over. Everyone's obsessed with being gay. Everyone's obsessed with being trans or non-binary and being confused about who they are. They don't care about school. They don't believe in learning, and they don't believe in working. People like that can never become conservative enough to start families and have children. You got to just start over and just let that go. Once these kids get to that point, there's no bringing them back from that. And even if they did by any chance have children, they could probably mentally contaminate them as well. What we have to do is we're going to have to skip over a generation and focus on the one after them. I believe it's Gen Alpha. They're conservative. They are realists, they're honest, and they are shying away from all the manipulation and all this unnecessary propaganda. But it's happening, whether you want to acknowledge it or not. This population collapse is happening. They're closing maternity wards in California because California was ground zero. California is where all the experimentation took place first. It did spread east, but there's other factors that prevented the effects that they're going to have in California. That's why, if you look it up, that's why Bill Gates wanted to block out the sun for the whole planet, because the California results were so promising that they needed to replicate those results for everyone. But California was the trial basis. Luckily, we have Donald Trump and we have RFK Jr., who will prevent and stop that agenda. If it wasn't for them winning this past election, I don't know where we would be as a species right now.
The most.
I get that there's not enough pregnant people who are giving birth in the area, but they still are. So
your area is not unique, ma'am. You're in the Inland Empire. That's where a lot of people, that's the suburbs of Los Angeles. A lot of people move there to have families and have kids. If the place people go to have families and kids is not having families and kids, then that means there are no kids in the place that they're leaving from, which is the inner city. So where are the kids going to come from? Oh, that's why they opened the border. But the border's closed now, and we're no longer trying to replace Americans with immigrants. So as a people, we are going to have to focus on the next generation. We're going to have to repopulate, and we're going to have to put not just America first, but Americans first. We have no choice now.
how long do they need to wait in order to get to the hospital?
The department closure isn't immediate. However, the hospital says it will stop taking patients in labor and delivery on January the 23rd. From Corona, I'm Joy Benedict, KCAL News.
2030 is right around the corner.
We're too proud of their feathers.
Insurance.
It's a new day.
I'm having this feeling of like not offended. What is that?
I'm from California. We're in trouble. 2030 is right around the corner. Not only is nobody getting pregnant, but everybody I know in California is sick and dying. Everyone's coming down with weird diseases, extreme advanced cancers. I have friends that are passing away literally while they're in the gym working out. California, we have a problem. You guys should have got rid of Newsom when I told you to. You didn't like Larry Elder because you're an idiot. You should have went with them. You would have lived longer. But unfortunately, a hard head will make a soft ass. Period. That lifestyle you wanted to live of crime and being a Democrat, it was never meant for long term anyway. It never was. But everybody else is going to have to suffer. But you know what they say? Weak men make good times. What do they say? Weak men make hard times. Hard times make strong men. We are approaching the hard times, or we're in it, and we're building strong men for the next generation. But right now, we're cooked. We're cooked. And California is a perfect example of why you guys should listen to me, follow my channel, and literally, you have to have your wits about yourself. We're living in a new world now. You got people out here that hate your guts that you keep voting for, like Gavin Newsom here. And then you're wondering why you cannot start a family. And even if you do get pregnant, you can't go to term. And it's happening to so many people that they're closing maternity. They're not closing radiology. They're not closing the other departments in the hospital. They're closing the maternity wards because there's so few people having children. And trust me, it's not because they're not having sex, and it's not because they're choosing to be abstinent. You can't say I didn't warn you. If you want to see proof, just go back into all my old videos on Right Wing Rico, or go to Safe and Effective Podcast, Right Wing Rico on Instagram, Safe and Effective Pod on Instagram. You'll see my research. You'll see how far back everything goes. But it's okay. We're going to just have to go forward. Nothing we can do about it now. It's spilled milk. California is gone. We're going to have to repopulate and replace the people there. So thank you for tuning in. Like and subscribe. Right Wing Rico, the single boyfriend on YouTube. And I'll see you again shortly. I'll be right back for another video.
I've been needing to find a new apartment, which has not been easy with credit as bad as mine. Luckily, I found cosigning.com. They connected me with a co-signer who helped me get my dream apartment for me and my dog. I just paid a small fee and was able to move in fast. Get the cosigner you need for the apartment you want. Check out cosigning.com today.